All right, folks, here we go. We got a good one here tonight. We got the Sim Points racing here for the Full Throttle League Truck Series. Man, we came from a good track last week to well, not too bad of a track this week here. I think, Corey.
Oh yeah, I think it was a fun little track for trucks. Little. I always thought it was a 3/4 mile track, but it technically says it's 0.88 miles, so almost
short track.
Almost a 9/10 of a mile track, give or take. I thought it was 3/4. It was 3/4 about 5 years ago. Put it that way.
This track here can be tricky though, man. You know, I had a race the other night, and it didn't go too bad. They had a couple cautions. But the biggest thing I saw, now, when I say this here too, the main difference between what happened the other night and what's going to happen tonight is that was a fixed league. This here's open. Okay, so I don't know if I've ever told you that, but these are open setups on these trucks. So they have that option. So that's a huge, huge advantage. So what I saw the other night, the main thing was these trucks are very loose at this track. And getting on the throttle too soon coming out of the turn, you know this, man. Hey, look, you race on dirt, you get on that throttle too soon, what's going to happen? Rear end comes out. But here, it's all going to depend on how they got this setups on these trucks.
Let's get this straight. 4 weeks and you're just not telling me that it's open set? I mean,
oh, my bad.
That explains why these trucks have been racing differently than what I'm ever used to, how they race. So definitely Iowa going to be a little bit different than what I've ever seen. Maybe we might see some trucks utilize the outside a little bit more than what a fixed setup would.
Well, I was just reading it. I wasn't, and again, I should have been up to par myself. But I was reading out there too. I wasn't 100% sure. I was 95, 90% on that they used open setups here. But I was out there, you know, reading about what their off season was about, and they were talking about how the Wednesday wants to stay as an open setup. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense on a lot as we go green. It also makes sense on a lot here with Bobby Terrell, who has just pretty much dominated this series here. You got, you know, Coy, McKinney, Gracie, Knopf, and so forth up there. But with that said, Corey, it's a whole different dynamic when you have open setups, because that means you're pretty much setting the truck up to your driving style, how you like it, and, you know, I don't know. If you like a tight truck, you're going to set it up that way. If you like a loose truck, you're going to set it up that way.
Yeah, and if you want a truck that likes to roll on the bottom, like around here, the bottom is fine and all, and like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, you kind of want to run middle. But if you want a truck that can run the top side, then you can do that as well, and it really opens up the possibilities of different grooves that you'll see tonight. As we already see Wayne Grassi, he's being real aggressive on the blocking there of Ryan Chapman. Again, this is first race of the round of 8, so 8 drivers going to be condensed down to 4 after 3 rounds.
Yeah, you spoke of that too right now. You see an awesome battle going on right here around about 5th, 4th place spot. You know, you just touched on that for a second. That bottom lane as opposed to high lane. With the fixed setup, the high lane was more dominant after a while as the tires wore off. And inside lane became more treacherous and harder to pass. It could be a flip side of things here tonight. And who knows with these guys, like I say, with the setups that they have. Right now, utilizing that inside lane. Bobby Terrell, though, that's a guy who, I'm going to tell you, he is just dominated. I mean, he's been on another level so far. I mean, Richie Coleman has been right there with him, but Terrell, I want to tell you, that guy's just, him and his stripper truck, yeah.
Stripper truck, it's a World War II plane.
Man, he's still got the lady on the side.
I mean, yeah, Bobby right now, pretty healthy lead, up above 1 whole second already over Cody McKinney. And you know, Terrell is one of those drivers that are going to go for a championship, and if he can win, you know, you lock yourself into Phoenix, you don't have to worry about too much going into Homestead or Martinsville.
Absolutely. Solid battle happening right here. About 3rd place spot, Gracie and Coy. The company, these 2 guys are going to go at it for a little bit. Everybody going to get single file. Iowa, though, this track and these trucks can get right out from under you. I think what you're going to see is kind of battles like this. They're going to get spread out a little bit. You're going to see a guy get up underneath them and just kind of shoot right up underneath them just a little bit to take that pass. I don't know if we're going to see somebody just come flying from the back to the front without a little help. Because, you know, once you get these tires, man, kind of knocked off on these things, it's tough, man, to get around these tracks.
Yeah, and I mean, with this track, it's pretty abrasive, honestly, especially in a lot of... There's a couple of grooves that are not as abrasive as others. Like, if you run the middle, you're all right in 1 and 2, but if you're running top or bottom 1 and 2, it's pretty abrasive. 3 and 4, you almost got to run the top to not be in the abrasiveness of the racetrack to wear down those tires. But with a stage at lap 35, I would just experiment here, unless you absolutely need to go for stage points. If you're in the playoffs, experiment a little bit with how the tire wear. If you want to try the bottom on your setup, try the bottom. If you want to try the top, and see what the tire wear ends up being like after 35.
Usually we see that with those stages, unless there's a caution that happens right before the stage. We've seen that a couple times where guys will run it hard that first stage, and then right afterward, kind of. Matter of fact, Terrell did that, a couple of weeks ago. Ran it really hard in the stage. He kind of fell back a little bit, and then came back to the front as it went on. Still battle going on here, right about second on back. Everybody has a different game plan, like you said. Going back here at the back of the field and see what's going on back here around about 17th or so. Got some guys been side by side. You got Chad Lane, JC Evans, Tony Solera, Blackner back here with Beck, Meglin and company there too. Melican. Always see if I can't get that one right. Wilford Zimmerman. We got Burns. Everybody just kind of lined up in a freight train right now.
Yeah, everybody pretty much single file throughout the field for the time being. I mean, we're already clocking in almost the 15th lap once the leader crosses the line. Lap times are you're looking around 23.7s right about now, 23.9s there for your second and third. So lap times from what they ran in qualifying already dropped off about a whole second.
Absolutely. So far, looking good. Get my ticker right now. That one catch up to.
No, the ticker happy.
Well, they're still showing the checker flag. I know we ain't on the checker.
Oops. Oh boy, technical difficulties with a ticker, but oh well. That's alright, everybody knows where everybody is.
Man. It's crazy sometimes, man. It works awesome.
Right now you just see McKinney, he's kind of running like a little cut down in 1 and 2. It's been working for him. 3 and 4 is where he loses the ground. He doesn't really lose ground this lap. It's Wayne Grassi, he's got some contender right up above him. That's Richie Coy. Coy trying to run the middle line to try to take over the third position. He's got the clearing here on the outside lane. And the 3 and 4 still side by side. We see a truck already going up to the very top. Jamie Knopf behind those. Ticker working yet? They'll get it working.
Working on it.
Oh, they're just gonna have to take our word for it that it's not a chicken day. The whole race.
No, we're definitely not on the last lap, folks. We're definitely not on the last.
We're about 130 away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And Grassi falling back a little bit here. Got Jamie Knopf on his outside, and he's gonna have a Ryan Chapman as well. I wonder if he's been burning those tires off running the very bottom in the most abrasive part of the racetrack. Jamie, he's cleared of Wayne. Ryan, he's working on Wayne. Ryan, he has to deal with Jamie anyways, right in front of him. And they're all running a completely different groove in 3 and 4. Ryan ran middle, Wayne ran low, and Jamie ran up top as Ryan is able to get by him. And Bobby Terrell, he just always out front.
Yeah, Terrell, man, right now, he's the guy who's really just, I mean, cleaned up on this league so far. But these guys, there we go, got it that time. Oh, wow, sometimes they just don't want to go from qualifying to race or so forth. But maybe put in a something. That's happened several times.
taquito.
Like you said, Terrell out front, McKinney hanging on the second right now, about 2.4 second difference here. Richie Coe, man, up there in the third place spot. Jamie Knopf's moving up in the fourth. Chapman up in the fifth. We got Gracie there in sixth. Johnson in seventh. Burns in eighth. We got Bartell up in ninth, and Zimmerman rounds the top 10. Starting to see them kind of get that spread outness here a little bit. And this is where, you're going to see the guys. Normally, I would say better at being conservative, except for right here around about fifth place spot. They're going to try to go 3 wide. But you're going to see guys, I guess, who are better on the long run than they are on that shorter run at this point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't really tell how good Terrell is on a long run here at this track so far, but he's been holding on to a consistent gap, and every few laps it looks like he might gap on McKinney, and then he loses that little bit of a gap, and then he gains it right back. There he gained a very minuscule amount.
Plays with him a little bit.
I think he does.
Yeah,
I think he does.
I think
he got loose.
Stage, yeah. I think we're the first stage. He runs that truck hard. And then we've seen this a couple times here with Terrell. You see a good battle going on here for fifth and sixth. You got Gracie and Knopfel watching. But I think we've seen that a couple times with Terrell. He'll run that truck really hard on that first stage, knowing that 9 times out of 10, knowing that he can make it all the way to that stage, tires and fuel. Why wouldn't you do that then, Corey? What would stop him from saying, okay, you know what, let me run this first stage a little bit harder, and that way I know what my truck can do maybe for the last 30 laps or so?
I mean, there's no reason to not run as hard as you possibly can in the first stage, especially with how short it is. We're coming up on that very close. It'll be on lap 35. And I mean, right now he's still consistently ahead of McKinney. Let's see what the clock changes on here on this next scored lap. He has gained a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. He's running a 28-41. And you can see the guys behind him. I mean, you see Coy and company. It was a 41, 42, 35, 31, 47. Those guys are running pretty consistent. So that, again, we go back to that, Terrell is pretty much, I think he's running the truck hard. I guarantee if I'm a betting man now, I mean, hey, look, as you can see, man, McKinney almost puts on the wall right there. And if I'm a betting man, the truck might be getting a little tight on him. And when I'm a betting man, I bet you Terrell does not push that truck as hard the second time around. And that's just good strategy to me. I really think with stages, the way they have them set up, that you should just kind of run the truck hard on the first one, ease it off the second one, see what you do in a long run, see if your setup is set up. We got to go to that setup there again, Corey. And maybe Terrell's setup is better for, running it a little harder. But yet he wants to say, okay, how well is my setup if I don't run very hard? Can I still maintain speed, or am I going to lose that much? As you see his battle here for 10th place spot, man, that's heating up.
Yeah, and that 10th place spot, that is worth a stage point there. And I believe Melican needs to gain some stage points here if he wants to have a shot at making it to the final 4. He came in 3 points below the cutoff line. To TJ Bartell, everybody ahead of him in the points is ahead of him on racetrack, besides for Tony Solaire.
And it looks like he fell back to 11th. But to somehow get around old Zimmerman here, though.
Yeah, he needs to get that. We closed the pit lane for the upcoming stage, so you can't cut the pit time in a shortly manner.
And let us know out there in the chat, man, what y'all think as far as strategy and how this thing will go. Watching this 10th place battle here, as Melican really needs that 10th place to get those stage points like you were just bringing up. But he might get it. They keep battling like this in front of him. Round about 7th, 8th place spot. They're up there beating the wall down, especially in the 99 machine there. I think that's actually, that's a Burns. He's popped it a couple times. What that shows me there, though, is it looks like that truck's gotten tight. He's burned the tires up a little bit.
it burning the tires off, but luckily he's about to be bailed out here by the stage yellow. If he can hold on a little bit more, he just got to hold on to the start finish line, and he's all good to go. He got real loose. Here's the bail, though. It's going to be the caution flag for the stage.
Yeah, and you know what? Melican did get around Zimmerman. It says it's going to clock him in 10th. But it must have came around him right at the end. But Bobby Terrell's going to take the stage here tonight here for our Full Throttle Motorsports. We're in the playoffs here. Now, when we talk about playoffs, we're talking about the whole playoffs for the full series, not just for the C series, because there's two different championships we talked about. Go to fullthrottle.com. Definitely check it out. And go to Sim Points Racing. As Iowa right now has been a really, really good race. These guys right now have actually been quite conservative. See how that goes as the race goes on here. I didn't get a word. It was
Don't tell Terrell gets done with his pit cycle, but we'll get a word with him.
You want Terrell or Coy? Because ain't Coy in second?
Terrell. I'd rather Terrell if we can. Terrell?
Yeah, he in here?
Yeah, he's down there.
I mean, I'm gonna tell us in it.
He ain't gonna. No, maybe not. Alright, let's do Coy then.
See, we'll see if we can't get something out of him. Him in the stripper truck.
Wait on him to do this pit stop.
B1 bomber. Lady bomber.
B2 bomber.
Yeah. Lady bomber.
He should be good. Let's drag him up.
Bobby, join the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I tell you what, it's just like domination week after week. Now, Iowa can be a tricky track. First off, how's the tire wear feel for you?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, we're good.
Well, we know you're good. I mean,
Well,
you got that,
the tire wear
got
was
a good-looking
good, too.
truck, too, man.
Tire wear was good, too.
Now, we got to ask this since the stage is over with here. Did you run that truck a little harder on your first set here just to see what it would do, or do you just kind of play a little conservative on the first set of the race before the stage?
I was playing a little conservative just because I was just trying to take it easy, you know. Didn't know what the track would exactly feel like because it had track temp had jumped up to like 84.
Okay.
So
So
I
it's
was
not
just,
too bad track temp then, huh?
No. I mean, I think if it drops some, I actually think my truck will be better, but we'll see. It may keep going higher. I've seen it do that before too.
Tell you what, man, you definitely got an awesome truck. Good luck out there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And get him back. Had to move it a little bit because I can't quit now. Interesting what he said there. He was being conservative. You know, if I'm a competitor and I heard that, I'd be a little worried because he was definitely putting a whooping on him.
Yeah, he was definitely out there waxing on these rest of the field here, so I don't know. He might be telling a fib there that he was good on tire. I don't think he was that good on tire.
I mean, his truck looked stable. He looked really good.
Stable.
Yeah, from what he had out there, but he definitely was fast on that one. We'll see how he runs here on this one as pace car jumps off. We're going back green flag here. Just had our stage caution. See right there the jump out. Terrell gets over Chapman. Chapman's going to get the jump over McKinney for the second place spot. Knopf right there along with us. Going to end up battling with Gracie and company. One thing about these restarts is you get some good battling going on.
Yes, you do. I mean, the restart is real key, and you got to make up as many spots as you can. That way, once the tires do start to wear in a little bit. You've got the track position to play with, and if you don't get the positions, well, you're going to be working a little bit harder later on in the run.
You know, we talk about setup wise, and I'm going to say how I would set up for a track like this, knowing that this place can get awful loose after a while. If you get a long green flag run, that is, if it's short. If it's not kind of short runs, it won't matter. I would definitely set that thing up for tight at first and make sure she loosens up as the run goes on, instead of maybe trying to be loose at first. Loose is fast, you know, we know that old saying, but I wouldn't want it so loose knowing that after a while, are you going to be able to drive that thing? That'd just be me. That'd be my driving style.
I mean, here, I mean, for a truck, we're talking newer truck, newer physics on the truck. I still would rather go up top on a setup,
Well, that, yeah,
which would make it a little bit looser of a setup.
Right, and that now, you're right on that. I would definitely want it to eventually go to the top. What I'm seeing with some of these trucks, and I've just been paying attention, it looks like some of them are getting a little tight right now. But they really didn't loosen up a lot. Like what, and again, I'm going off what I saw the other night. But it's two totally different ball games. As opposed to these guys are able to do setups to counteract a lot of that, as opposed to a fixed setup, and you know how the fixed setups are. Those things are just so unpredictable, you just have to kind of hang on sometimes. But if I was a man that was going to set up knowing this track could get awful, you know, loose, but there again, track temperature, you know, that was interesting he brought that up there, Corey, because that's something in road racing. As we watch this battle back here around 11th place spot. In road racing, you paid attention to track temp, and that's how you set your cars up a lot in road racing. This is how we set them up anyways, is we would actually make sure that we would set our setups to a very hot track. That way, if our setup drove good on a hot track, then it's definitely going to drive good on a cool track. And you just heard Terrell said, if it gets cool, guess what? It's going to be even better. He's exactly right. That's how it should work. And as far as I know, that hasn't changed in real racing. Again, it could be wrong, but from my knowledge, that's pretty much how it is. A hot track usually is slick, but then again, I've also heard a hot track could be tight, and that one's unique to me too. I mean, so I have heard it both ways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually setting a car up for the dirt track, and it's usually a mini stock, so I just go with whatever I know from the real world of racing a little mini stock.
We've got some battles right here around 10th place. Got Zimmerman and Wilford coming. They're going at it. That number 5 machine of Wilford, he wants the inside. Trying there with Coy. So interested on how these guys, man, drive their trucks, how they got them set up, how they're reacting to the track and so forth, so on. Zimmerman got ousted on that 10th place by Melican. Melican's up to 8th right now. Zimmerman's trying to hang on to 10th. He's still got Wilford there with him. They got the 19 machine there. Coy, what happened to Coy? Coy actually had a bad pit stop. His pit, it looked like he had to go back down. He must have had a penalty or something. He had a 24-second pit stop. Wow.
Might have had to back up a little bit.
Pit crew went to sleep.
Yeah.
Coy was up there in second place or so, second, third. Oh, man, real close right there. I mean, he's on a mission trying to get back to the front, but yeah. Hey, we talk about it many times, Corey. Mental mistakes on pit road kill you.
Yeah, and being stuck in traffic like this, it's not the biggest of tracks, but this track does still have a factor of the aerodynamics on it. Just because they claim short track, it's not really that short of a short track. It is above a half mile.
It's a short track. It's a mile less.
I consider
I
half
say
mile.
everything a mile less. I say I don't care what short track.
Half
But you
mile
know
or
what
less.
this place looks? Well, that ain't true because they what they technically say. Here's what they technically. The old I get argument or whatever you want to call it. A mile or less, they always said was short track. But then they came up with anything 3/4 or less is a short track, which would almost alienate several tracks because it would alienate, I think, this one, obviously Dover, Hampshire. There's a couple other ones out there that are right there on it that it would be like, okay, those are not considered short tracks then. What are you going to consider them? Well, they're like...
They're mid-ground between intermediate and short. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So
they need a medium track.
They call
medium.
a 1.5 mile track like a super speedway or a big track, and I'm like... Okay.
Those are considered intermediate.
Yeah, I'm like, man, look, I just go with a mile or less, a short track. Less confusing. Don't have to be like, oh, Lord, get all into math.
Oh, it should be, again, like considering a short track is 3/8 or less. I'm going half a mile.
I'm sticking to my guns on a mile. Then we're at a short. Bobby Terrell, though, he don't care right now. He's out front dominating. Chapman sitting in second. McKinney there in third. We got Gracie in fourth. Knauf in fifth. You kind of spread out here this top five. See back here, even with top six, you got TJ Bartell. He's hanging on there in the 7th place spot with Melican and company. So a lot of guys spread out. Most of the action's happening around here about the 10th, 11th on back spot.
Yeah, that's really where the group racing is right now, is in that area. I mean, I don't know when they're going to all separate and get into single file and pick their own groove, but maybe right now.
Yeah, you know, when you get in a single file right here, you start seeing these kind of like little pass here and there. Red Bull DoorDash truck. Kenny. Fortunately, caught back in the back there. Trying to run down the Best Buy. Give him some parts.
The Geek Squad.
Yeah. Now you start seeing a lot of guys modulating up to the top side of the track, kind of going middle top, kind of what I saw earlier on here as the tires kind of wear out a little bit. See those trucks start to push up the track somewhat. Tell you what, Bobby, though, he just looks like he's on rails. Let's go on board here with him. You know, we talked a little bit the other night about how smooth you got to be with the wheel. I mean, watch him. He is just dead smooth. Not a lot of jerking, not a lot of just sawing at the wheel. I mean, lap after lap, just looks good. Look at Chapman and see what he looks like. A lot of these guys looking pretty smooth right now. He looks like he's having to saw that wheel a little bit, maybe a little bit looser than what we're seeing Rail out front there.
Just a little bit. I mean, you know, with the tires, we're about 25 laps into the run on these tires.
But Daniel, you know, some right here looks like he's putting a little bit more wheel into it, which shows me that truck's getting a little bit tight in the center of the turn, and then she wants to snap loose coming off on him, which is a tough feeling to do. You see right here, it looks like he's having to fight it, then all of a sudden, boom, he's having to catch it, which means he's tight going into the middle, and then he's having to kind of catch it, you know, coming out when he's getting back on the throttle because he's got that wheel, you know, cocked in there so much trying to fight the truck. And that is a tough feeling from a driver standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, when you gotta overcompensate for the handling of your truck and overturn it or underturn it, then yeah, that's when you're really gonna be burning off one of the right side tires, whether it be a right front or the right rear, and it can make it tight or it can make it loose, and Or it can do both. It can be one thing one lap and the other thing the other lap.
You see right now, McKinney, he's done a little bit faster that time. He ran a 31 or 34 on Chapman. Meanwhile, Terrell's got that 26 out front. Wayne Gracie is the only one out here that's kind of matching times with Terrell up front right now. As he's sitting back here, unfortunately, in fourth place. He's 3 seconds behind the leader, Jamie Knopf. He's back here in fifth. They've got a little bit of distance, though, in between them and the sixth place machine here, Burns, Bartel. I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to burn them off. Hey, what's up, Pepto Joe? Look, you ain't out here. Man, you know what? I ain't even noticed. But, you know, now that you said something, yeah, I'm missing the Pepto machine.
Yeah, I guess I
Pepto
didn't notice.
Joe. Man, I tell you. All right, we're just going to have to quit the race. Pepto Joe ain't here.
We could just give him a provisional race win.
That's right. Carroll don't win. Pepto's time. Richie Coban, though, is one of the fastest guys on the track. He's coming up through the field, trying to make headway. Had that bad pit stop earlier. He's gotten back up to 9th right now. One of your favorite tracks. Are you out vacationing or just couldn't make it tonight? Man, I tell you. It's been a good race so far. No caution. Caution free obviously had the stage caution, but I don't really count that as an official caution. But had the stage caution, but other than that, it's been pretty much, caution free. Guys have been really, really respectful on the track so far.
Yeah, everybody really being respectful right now on the racetrack. No crazy dive check moments out of anybody. We are about running what we ran on the first stage, 35-ish laps here in 3 laps. So tire wear is about where it was after the first 35. We'll see where it goes to after 35, what trucks start to look like, how they start to handle. They end up getting any better, if they end up getting any worse.
Absolutely. Right now, man, everybody's just trying to do what they can do out here racing, and all trying to follow the man up front there, Bobby Terrell. He's had a chokehold on the series so far here in the C Series. And when we say C Series, they break up their series. They do a full truck series throughout the year, but they break it up into 3 different divisions, A, B, and C. Almost like 12-14 style races is what they do. And we're in the C Series, obviously in the last. Yes, there is a playoff happening right now for the full series. There also is a C Series championship, which Bobby Terrell right now, he's on top of that one. But as far as the playoffs go, that's a whole different conversation. But that's the overall championship, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, they got the playoffs, and then they got that full season, the combined series. And the playoff counts as the combined.
Mm-hmm. McKinney can run down Chapman here.
He's closing in that gap to Ryan Chapman. McKinney is trying to get up there, trying to maximize his night.
Too far away, man. They almost look close. From the side, they do. I mean, I guess when it, like a one angle, I catch that purple on the one side. I catch the purple.
No, I don't see that. I see purple and I see pink.
I see you in the wall.
I see Ryan hitting the wall too.
What's up, Eddie? How you doing? Yeah, and that's another thing. You have what they call tunnel vision. You're behind a truck, you're following a truck, you get too close, he hits the wall. Guess the next thing you do is you hit the wall, you follow him into it. So I want that to happen. Here comes Gracie though. So McKinney's going to have to figure something out. Is he going to want to push this a little bit to try to get up to Chapman? Or he's going to let old Gracie get up here and race a little bit with him.
Say if you're Wayne, you allow McKinney to try to catch up. If not, at least help him catch up. Don't put yourself in a battle with Chapman, and then you're going to have a 3-car battle to contend with. Just make it a 2-car battle. Don't force it in 3. But, I mean, with Jamie right there. Jamie behind Wayne. No. I don't know. If you don't want a 4-car battle, a 3-car battle would be better than 4, and obviously 2 would be better than 3, but decisions
right
here.
Now, Eddie out there said he's pulling for his man Chapman. Chapman right now is tearing the wall down. That is not what he wants to happen, but I think we're going to have pit stops here coming up here pretty soon.
I have no idea what the fuel cycle is. Let me look at it real quick. It says like 120.
100% here. I think they probably can go a good 70-80. Battle for third here is about to happen. Gracie's all over the back end of McKinney. He's got that outside lane. Gonna hold him off right now. He got a little loose though. Gracie had to get out of it, think twice about it. That brought Knopf up to it. Here comes Gracie again, back to the inside. Battle for third.
Oh, and Gracie a little bit loose. That's the too early of the throttle, just trying to pick up as much as he could there, and he's gonna have Jamie get on around him. So that was a bold move. Bold little move there out of Gracie, and it cost him.
Yeah, you can see where that inside lane is just kind of what I saw the other night. It gives away. You know, you can't just get that truck to rotate on. That rear end wants to come around with it. You saw Gracie right there get off a loose. Let's see if Knopf now can get around on McKinney. See if he can give him a hard time out there, Eddie. I hear you. Right now, Chapman, he's staying off the wall. He must have got the memos. That's not the fastest way around the track. Gracie's still going to try to throw that thing down the inside. I just don't think that inside's going to be where it needs to be. I mean, I get it. You got to find somehow to get around these guys. But, I don't know. Diving on that inside like that, you're just chewing those tires up.
It might work in 1 and 2 on the bottom, but 3 and 4, you almost need to run middle to the top side. I know you don't want to be in dirty air, but I don't know. Knopf, he kind of looked like he was strong there on the inside. Just can't have that momentum that you do get on the top side of 3 and 4. If he can get a good run, though, he could dive it down. And I know we're on paved, but we're going to have to pull a slide job here in 1 and 2. I'd rather set him up for a slider in 1 and 2 than a slider in 3 and 4. Because 3 and 4, you just keep that momentum up, yeah.
You can just see that outside lane coming out of 4 just pulls. He's right there side by side with him. He might be able to get him this time. He was able to hold, so if he can get up top. No, he's not able to. Boy, I tell you what, McKinney drove that thing off the turn. Might have lost a little momentum here. They're still neck and neck in 3 and 4. We'll see. The problem with where McKinney is at this point, though, the more he stays on that inside, the more he's tearing up those tires, as opposed to where, Knopf on the inside as McKinney on the outside, kind of saving a little bit on being there. As you can see, yeah, Knopf already getting loose now, so, whew.
Yeah, he ran it in that dirty air and got it real loose, got the air cut off of the front end. It's like a late model around a dirt track when you slide in front of someone, yeah. Are we on Blippy?
Well, I saw the Blimpy in the sky.
Oh, you seen the blimp? Where was the blimp at? Do we have a blimp sighting?
You'll see it right here as we come around because we're on board with Gracie. Comes around out of 4.
See it.
Right there it is. Ah, he comes across the line. It's a blimp.
Oh, the distraction.
Yep. Solid race, though. And that's allowed Chapman, though, to get away from these guys.
And Michael Blackner, unscheduled or scheduled stop, maybe? One of the two. I'm not sure. It says 120, so theoretically they could run it all the way to the end of the race.
Yeah, I think tires would give up before they run fuel. I don't know if these tires will hold up that. Well, all right. That they might. I just don't know if you'd want to.
I mean, I would.
Bobby
right,
might. I mean, Bobby might. He's out there on another level.
I mean, right now we're on a 50-lap run since we went back green. So at least I'd at least push it to 100.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
leave you
Bobby is
50.
on another level.
Bobby, he might. If he can
I mean,
make it
that
in, he
guy-
might just run.
I mean, look at him out here. He's just out here for a Wednesday night drive. I mean, he's probably in his rig, sitting back, drinking some pina coladas or fruity drink or something. I don't know, eating Doritos, just going, I mean, he's got 3-second lead over the field. And we're watching this battle for third and fourth. So, Bobby Terrell, man, is just on another level. And Gracie's not giving up. And look at Knopf, though. He's going to push Kenny around the track.
Oh, and he,
Oh,
wow,
he got
okay,
him.
he just
Wow.
tagged him. And Gracie's like, I'll take
I'll
two for
take
one
that.
here.
Yeah, he said, look, y'all guys go back there and settle that out. Man, Knopf's going to be the biggest loser of that one. He falls all the way back to 6 in the clutches of Milliken and Bartel. And that brought Bartel into the picture here, but you're right. That was wild, McKinney. Woo. Close quartered racing.
At least neither of them are going for a championship spot. So they have some beef on the racetrack they can settle and not affect their own standings. They could affect somebody else's, but as long as they only affect each other, let's have a little bit of beef on the racetrack. Get a
What I
little
saying?
drama.
Short track race.
I mean, that was borderline, but okay.
Bump and run.
That was more of a dump.
What about a dump? He just bumped him in the back.
Uh-huh. Oh, we got somebody near top 10.
Barnes.
JP Burns, yeah. So Burns coming in with 55 laps on the tires.
Tell us a little bit on our pit strategy here. Gracie took advantage of that little mishap that was going on right there in front of him. Got up to third. Coy on pit road. Didn't want to have another mess like he had before. Here comes McKinney. Right back around. Here comes Bartel and company. He can off just a little bit loose. You can start seeing now these guys getting loose on the track. Tires are just going away.
Yeah, and Bartel, he needs to have a good run. He came in 3 points ahead of Robert Milliken for the championship round standings. I mean, obviously you still have Homestead and Martinsville, but if you can walk out of Iowa looking good, it makes Homestead and Martinsville a little bit easier on you. So 4th place right now for Bartel, looking pretty decent.
Solid race so far. You got this man right now has been dominating out front. Bobby Terrell, we got pit stops underway. Chapman there in second. Wayne Gracie hanging on into third. And Terrell's got a 3.8 second lead over the field here at Iowa for our full throttle sim racing here tonight. Sim Points Series Trucks, Iowa. Folks are going to step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in a few.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead. by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
And then if you want to, just a little bit about how the foundation helped you.
You know, I was in a pretty serious deal, as most people know about. It's a pretty tough deal, very traumatic for my family. A lot of stuff that we went through that people would never understand. Without the assistance from the Steve King Foundation and several other donors as well, we could have come out of that thing in financial ruin. But it just takes a lot out of your family just to go through rehabilitation, all the medical bills. There's so many hidden expenses and stuff that you would never know about until you actually get involved in something like that. And and even if you help somebody out with 500 or 1,000 or 100, whatever it is, it means a ton to the person, just to be able to live and to get through these things. It takes an ungodly amount of money, time, effort, patience, with the families, the doctors, to be able to get through a traumatic experience. And, with the Steve King Foundation, it makes everything a lot better.
Hi, I'm Blaine Smith, the Executive Director of Team Red, White, and Blue, and I wanted to take a minute just to welcome you on board and let you know that we're proud to have you as a new member of our team. This short video is a way for us to give you an idea of what you can expect from your experience at Team Red, White, and Blue, and also what we expect from you in return. Something that's really, really important to the fabric of our organization is our Eagle ethos. It's just 6 words, but they mean a lot to us, and they guide us in all we do. Those 6 words: passion, positivity, people, commitment, camaraderie, and community are more than just organizational values. They're what we're all about and what we strive to work for in all of our programs and in every single one of our interactions. The next thing I want you to know is that we are an inclusive organization by design. We're open to veterans of all eras, of all ages, branches of service, combat experience, as well as active duty service members, their families, their friends, and just supportive members of the community that come out and take part in our mission. Every single person is important to what we do. All are welcome, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
All right, we're back. Pit stops have happened here too. Bobby Terrell Company, a lot of guys up front have taken a pit stop, so green flags have happened. We still got a couple that have yet to come on pit road. McKinney, Zimmerman, Lang, and Joey McKinney have yet to come on pit road. Different strategies here too. Bobby Terrell came in at lap 102. We've had someone come in at lap 96, 97, 83, 95. We'll have to see how well those tires. I mean, Terrell's going to be the one, I think, cycle around when it's all said and done. He's still going to have a pretty good lead over Burns. Got a 1.4 second right now over Burns. Yeah, I think some of these guys are probably going to need some chase him down.
Yeah, I mean,
For Bobby just to blow up.
well, that's out of the question unless he just hits another truck or he hits a wall somehow.
Over revs it.
Right. So, yeah,
If he's shifting, I don't know why.
I don't know. I was gonna say his shifter would have to downshift at random for no reason.
Yeah. Going that way. Blow it up on a turn 1 or something. Oh.
His computer would have to freeze.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We've seen some wild stuff happen in the past, though. Jacoby, right now, though, he pitted a lap 97. Remember, he was coming through the field pretty good earlier. Let's see, though. He's going to be on a little bit lesser tires. Ran a little bit slower there than what Terrell did, but he had to go through that lap traffic. We'll see what happens once he gets out of lap traffic and gets some clean air. If he's making up any time. Right now he's about 2.3 seconds back from Bobby. Those two guys are in the C Series points. You guys are kind of the ones battling it out right now.
Yeah, I mean, all the positions are worth one more point than what the one prior was, and if you're going for a championship, you need to get all you can right here.
Dude, Zimmerman, Lane, he'll get to make a pit stop. Should cycle it around to Bobby. Up front, Richie Coy, he is able to get out of that lap traffic. Now we'll kind of see what he looks like as far as time goes. He's got Chapman right there behind him. Still running pretty good. He pitted. Now Ryan pitted on lap 103. Oh, well, who's Ryan? Ryan says, you know what? Use my new tires and go back around you.
Yeah, get around Richie Coy here. Coy, he came in as the point leader, so he can afford to lose a spot if he has to. Chapman, he needs all the spots he can get. He came in 4 below Bartel on the cutoff line. Right now, he's doing pretty good for a solid points night as Terrell has cycled up into the race lead.
Absolutely. Bobby out front, Chapman along with him there in second. About a 3.8 second gap between them. He's going to need a lot more time than what he's been doing on the track right now. He's going to need seconds, half seconds to pull that distance before this one's over. But if it keeps going like it's going, because we're getting down to about 25 to go in this one.
Closing in on the final laps here. 30 to go at the line.
Harold the man, Chapman, Coy, Burns, DJ Bartel, he's up there in the 5th. Wayne Gracie holding on to 6th. Knopf up in 7th. Got Blackner there in the 8th place. He's up 10. He's the hard charger of the night so far. Meglin, he's up to 9th. Pelican, he rounds out the top 10. Kind of been there all night long. They're in 11th. McKinney 13th. 12th. McKinney 13th. Johnson in 14th. J.C. Evans in 15th. Chad Lane 16th. Brandon Zimmerman 17th. Chris Beck in 18th. Joey McKinney, he's up in 19th. And then Dave Nestor back there in the 20th spot. Solid night of racing so far. Chapman's got a fan club out there.
He does.
Y'all, now I know Eddie said he works with him. I probably asked Diane before. I think he was the mom, maybe wife, girlfriend, sister. I don't know.
Kind of cool that we have a co-worker though watching him.
Yeah, he said he's going to give him a hard time, man, at work tomorrow is what he said. Give him a hard time and say, look, you didn't win.
You didn't win.
I don't want to say he ain't won yet, but hold on, man. Yeah, hey, look, Bobby, Ryan's going to be like, come on, guys, we already giving it to Terrell, man. Race ain't over. And we've seen wilder stuff happen. We are on a virtual world, so. Even though Bobby Terrell right now, if everything keeps going his way, yes, he's pretty much gone. But need some crazier stuff. I mean, last lap, yes, Chapman is faster, but time-wise is the problem here. He needs to be way faster to knock a hole or a dent in that 2.4 seconds.
Yeah,
especially with only 25 laps to go.
Well, he's been gaining here recently. I'm not sure if that's just because Bobby's been saving his equipment here for the final 25 push, or if he's in lap traffic. I mean, he's got one truck that he's passing, so lap traffic isn't a key.
Yeah, the gap's staying at 2.2. We'll see once he gets around that truck and see what happens. As far as distance, I mean, that time around it was a 23 to 27, and that's just not enough. I mean, he's going to need hints to knock down Catch Terrell, especially with you know, with the laps winding down like they are. I mean, with 23 to go here tonight.
And Chapman kind of cut it down to 2.3 officially on the clock sheet, but I mean, just so hard to catch up when you're that far behind. And when you do catch up, you're already burned up your tires, and the other guy's gonna make it harder for you to pass. You know, Terrell, he does love playing the mind game. He may just be backing off, and when he sees him get down near to 1 second behind, he'll pick up the pace once again. I mean, he could do that. If he really wants to, just let him gain about a 10th every lap. He can afford a 10th every lap.
Yeah, and with having that big of a lead, I mean, you see it right here. It's down to 1.9. That last time, I think Bobby might be saving a little bit. Not running that truck as hard. You know, we were close on fuel the other week and thought these guys had it, and then they had to pit.
I mean, no, they ain't gonna have to pit. They ran 60 laps in that run from stage to 100.
I don't see then why he would want to, unless he's saving some tires. That would be the only thing.
He'd be saving tire, yeah.
The only, because I don't see any other reason why you'd want to really kind of just. I mean, he got it down to 1.8. Now he's pushed it back up to 2.1. So maybe Bobby's going to give you hope.
Right now, Terrell, he has clear track in front of him for a good while. Chad Lang, first car on, the last car on the lead lap. He's pretty down about half a bush.
This is going to change the caution out.
No.
Wow. John Paul Burns, I don't know what happened to him. He must have fell asleep on the track. Because, watch this. He's just coming around and then he just goes up the track like there's no truck there. He was not clear. Watch it again here, though. He was watching it live there. It was happening. It just flipped on him. But the truck just got tight. I mean, he just goes up the track, up the track. It just came together, and it's like, huh.
Well, he was trying to get around the...
It's going to change everything.
Yeah. He was already at a TJ, Bartel, so I don't know why he's sending in so hard on a lap truck like that, and ended up pretty much killing both of their races.
Pit stops,
especially
okay.
JP.
Well, this changes the whole perspective and ball game here.
Oh my. Look at JC's truck. He's still, I don't know why he didn't just pit and take the whatever penalty for pitting too early is. Because his hood's up, the fender's
Oh, you can't see nothing.
The fender's fendering in the
we're riding on board with him here. All you see is that. This is what he sees, folks. How do you, unless you got a VR and can look out the door or something. How in the world?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess he could hit the brake and the hood would go down.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hit the brake, JC. See if the hood
One way you can
down.
see is he can see right up underneath the hood and see that truck right in front of him. Or is he going to see his pit box?
Well, I'm kind of curious if he does make this pit
We're
box.
riding on board with him here. He's on pit road.
Somehow, some way, he doesn't have a meatball flag, which would be required damages. Actually, somehow, some way,
He's going to have to require something on this thing.
Yeah, they're going to have to shove the hood back down here in a moment.
There it went.
There it goes.
Nope.
Right at the pit box. Of course, he hits the brakes. I don't know how he doesn't have a meatball. I don't make the rules up. I just go
Well,
by
yeah.
what iRacing says. If they say no required repairs, then no required repairs. He's going to try to stay on the lead lap, I guarantee.
All right, Corey. So, you're Ryan Chapman. Here's what you wanted. Do you got anything for Bobby Terrell? He was catching him at some points, but it looked like Terrell might have sped back up a little bit. So, it's go time.
I mean, if you're Chapman, you know you came in below that cutoff line. You kind of got to go for a win here. A win would be a lot easier than pointing your way into the Final Four. Terrell would be able to point his way in. Let's be real. Chapman, he wants to get the win real bad. He wants to knock Terrell down a spot in the playoff standings. So if we're going to have around 12, 11 when we go green. They haven't even kicked the lights off, so we're at 13 to go when we cross the line. We'll have 12.
What Chapman does here. I mean, and then how hard do you run, Terrell? I mean, Bobby's running for championship here in the C Series. I mean, I know he wants to win. Chapman's interesting.
Well, they doubled them up, so we're going to have 12 to go, I'd say, and they had lane choice. I don't know why Terrell wouldn't take them outside. Kind of curious on the inside
Confident
lane
in
choice.
Restart.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm not a driver. I'm just a spectator and a race control and a broadcaster. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't make up the rules.
Here we go. Pace cars in. Green flag. You used to see Bobby just gets those good jumps. I guess that's why right there. But Chapman should get to run on the outside. He's going to hope Bartel's going to sit back there and battle with Chapman, and Chapman doesn't clear him too fast. Coming out of the turn, looks like Chapman might get him cleared this time by. But Bobby Terrell, man, right now, I mean, Chapman has got, this is the time, he's got to push that truck, and he does a little too hard. We got one spinning. Jamie Knopf off into the grass in the back here, and then just got off the track. But, man, Chapman threw that truck in there for all it was worth, and it just didn't stick and went to the wall. Whatever setup Bobby has got is working. I mean, it is off the rails.
Yeah, Bobby definitely showing some strengths here at Iowa as they are side by side still behind him, and that just only hurting them for even catching up to Terrell. It's mainly a battle for second for the rest of the race here on out. Chapman trying to hold off Bartel. Bartel trying to get around Chapman. Now Chapman does have clearing if he wants to chop down. Oh, that was a little close right there, boys.
Ooh. Big time racing going on for third place here. As you see, Chapman's trying. He cuts his nose off. Man, Bartel's going, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, Bartel not having the best of luck right there. Twice now he got car load. It's usually a car hide, but that was a couple of car load right there. Now Bartel falling in behind McKinney, not able to get in front of Robert Melican. Melican made his way back up here to top 5 if we get officially across. Not quite yet official.
Look at, man, Richie Coy, man, right now. He's working over the back end of Chapman, but it's all Bobby Terrell out front leading this one. He's loving what he's seeing. Look at Coy, man. He's got that thing sideways. Here comes McKinney. We're not done with second, third, and fourth here.
No, and fifth and sixth, they're going at it between Bartel and Melican. So Melican, he may be able to get it if he car lows. Yep, he is.
Woo. The battles throughout the field so far. It's all Bobby Terrell out front. Got this thing on lockdown mode as Chapman's trying to hang on for the second for dear life. Richie Coy right now trying to look on the inside. Will that truck hold? That's the question as they go door to door.
We're going to see a slider out of Richie Coy on Ryan Chapman. He's got the run. Not going to do the... He did give him room, but he didn't take it. Coy didn't. I'd say if he gets the rim here. Oh, never
he
mind.
Stumbled. He had it right there, and he stumbled, but boom, into the wall. Oh, I tell you, it's what the hey, they don't watch it. McKinney's going to get up here.
If McKinney, he wants a piece of the action. He wants a cut of the pie, and don't count out Robert Melican. 3 points behind the cutoff coming into tonight. He wants all the points he can grab here in the final closing laps.
Yeah, make his night seem a little bit better. Right now, they all get single file. Laps wind down. We're getting closer to the white flag here, folks. Bobby Terrell out front watching this battle here for third and fourth. It is heating up. That caution definitely mixed it up a little bit as everybody's on fresh tires and has made the racing just on top of each other.
Absolutely 2 to go at the line here. They're going to have a last second caution. It would have to happen on this lap. So far, I don't really see anywhere. Gracie up on the wall back here. We might actually get the caution.
Yes. Oh, wow. Chad Lane smacks the wall hard. We're on the green-white checker. Let's go back and watch it one more time. You saw Gracie get, like you said, up into the wall. Lane just a product of wrong place, wrong time on that one. You see Gracie in the Pennzoil machine there in front of him. And it looks like he went for a block. Too late. And Lane got in the back of him. Gracie got up high, ricocheted off the track, and then unfortunately, Chad Lane paid the price. And wow. So this is, it's going to be interesting.
I mean, if you're towards back half, I'd take a tire stop right about now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, hey, why not? What you got to lose? I mean, 15th on back. It looks like 10th on back. A lot of guys are going to do it, but Richie Coy, man, if he can get clear, that's going. I think that's going to be the race. We know Bobby Terrell gets out front. It's whoever gets clear first. If they can get clear fast enough between Chapman and Coy, I think that's going to be the key, whether or not somebody can run Terrell down or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Coy has to have one good timed restart here to get going.
Not seen it all night long as Bobby's been the man on the restarts. Chapman gets up there and battles with Coy at any time, and they let Bobby set sail. They're just going to run out of time. Going to have right now. Green white checker.
Yeah, green white checkered 1 of 3.
Okay, out front. Darrell, Coy, Chapman, Kenny, Pelican, that's your top 5. You know, these restarts, anything can happen. Don't know if you really have to worry about spinning the tires too much. I mean, yes, you could. You're not that on old set of tires, but you still don't want to, yes, it could happen.
Yeah, it can happen. I mean, you know, old tires, super old tires at this point, about 50 laps. Laps, I guess. I mean, yeah, tire spin might make it different. Tyrrell's gonna choose the inside once again. It worked from the last round, so it ought to work here again. Still got the lights on, the face car.
And strong so far. Bobby right now has been the man dominating the night here at Iowa. Full throttle sim racing here for the Sim Points Series. Trucks here. Very good race.
Yeah, been a real good race. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see what occurs here. Can Tyrrell hold him off? He's been out front. Other than the one green flag cycle we had, he's been out front the whole time.
Yes. Be a real good one here. Line them up side by side. So can Terrell hold him off? He's been the man all night long. Or does Richie Coy have one last dash effort in him? Try to get around, or does Chapman pull something out of his hat here? Or does somebody else behind him there says, look, see what happens. We go. White checker.
Green.
Alright, good launch here for Tyrrell once again. Chapman, though, he's on Coy. Chapman might be able to get around Coy here. But I don't know if anybody has anything for Tyrrell. Unless Chapman can get a good run off of 3 and 4 and close that gap up, he's got to contend.
Well, they stay right there side by side. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you what. Bobby might be saying, you know what, he could have held him up a little bit right there. Hurt the momentum on both of those trucks.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen them side by side.
Richie Coy,
oh, we got a
right
wreck
now.
at the back, but it don't matter.
Yeah, we'll white flag. It won't matter. One more time here. They're coming in at 3 and 4. Richie's going to dive it on the inside to see. I don't know if he's going to have the lane. Coming out of 4 is not going to be able to get it done. Bobby Terrell. I think one more lap might have been it. But Bobby Terrell hangs on. Richie Coy right there in second. Ryan Chapman pulls it off here. What a thriller of a finish here to the end of this one.
Now we got a couple of them smoking here, trying to get across the line.
Smokers.
So Tyrrell gonna lock himself into the final 4 pending post-race tech. Oh, we don't do that here? I don't know.
I don't think so. Let me bring Ryan Chapman up. Let's get a word with him while I find the others.
All right, and you get a copy on me.
Yes, I do.
Well, you had a green white checker to play with there to try to last chance it in for a win, but not able to be successful. You still pick up a third. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm not too pleased because I was actually running him down on that last run. I had a much better shot at getting to him then, but my truck was just too loose on the short run, and just I couldn't get it down in time. And then Richie started pinching me towards the wall, which I'm fine with, but it just killed all my momentum.
Well, I mean, you came in 4 points behind the cutoff, and you kind of beat a couple of the trucks you're battling for points. You're setting yourself up for Homestead next week, and that's all you need to do for the rest of the season.
Exactly, and that was my whole goal coming into tonight. If I didn't have the winning truck, just get stage points, get good finishes, and just not do what I did last week, which is loop it. So as long as I don't do that, I think we have a really good shot at making it to the Final Four. And if I do, I got a special paint scheme for that for next season that we're going to be running.
Absolutely. Well, Ryan, you got anybody to like thank you for your third place tonight? You got to think about your mic.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got excited.
okay. Here we go. So, Elevated Esports branded for coming on board. They're going to be on board all season next year. So you're going to be seeing a lot of them on my truck. Splash and Go. I know you guys have been wondering who does my paints. That's him, Splash and Go. Just everyone on the team, Elevated Outdoors, Martin Sports, Nerditudes. You guys for putting this on. And Full Throttle Sim Racing for putting this on for everybody.
There you have it, folks. Your third place, Ryan Chapman.
Yeah, that was a good run for him tonight. But this guy, man, tried. He got up there, but just ran out of time. Richie Coy.
Hey, Richie, you get a copy on me.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Well, one last shot there to try to at least get the win and officially lock yourself in, but just short, talk us through it, man.
Well, it was an up and down night. Qualified third, ran third to the stage, but somewhere during the first stage, I got like 15 seconds of damage. I don't know where, I don't know what, and then even on this track, it matters. So I stayed under that caution and fixed the 15 seconds of damage, but it put me back to like, I don't know, 18th, 19th, and then the rest of the race was catch up. And I jumped the gun on that caution, on that green flag pit stop to try to get into clean air away from that madness that we were in, and it worked. And I was happy to get, I think I was going to get a third out of that deal, and then the caution came out, and I had a really bad restart, and fortunately I was able to race pretty good with Ryan. What a nice race with him. And I threw it into 3. I tried on that last lap, but I didn't want to wreck the two of us, so hats off to Bobby. He had a fantastic truck tonight anyway.
Absolutely. Well, do you think you could have maybe had Bobby if there was another corner or another lap?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to think so. I mean, you know, I always like to think I would be able to do it, but I never got a really chance to race him. I started back. He gapped us in the beginning. I was so loose. It took me 3 pit stops to get the truck tightened up enough for me. I was just so loose throughout the run, and then I never really got a chance to race him. So I would have liked to have seen what happened, but hats off to Bobby and his team tonight. They did a fantastic job. Hats off to Ryan for a nice clean race there at the end too.
Absolutely. Well, Richie, you got anybody to thank you for your amazing finish?
I got to thank Victory Fuel, Martin Sports, Phoenix PCs, all supporting me. You can get Phoenix PCs, phoenixpc.com. Use code FTSR. You get 2% off your order, and then partial money comes back to the league for that too. So it's a double whammy for us. And then drinkvictory.com. Use code FTSR. Got to thank my team, Fury Motorsports with Brody, Tony, Michael. Joe had health issues today, and he was in the hospital. So we're wishing him speedy recovery and hoping everything went well with him. And then shout out to Tony's mom and dad for watching the broadcast, and thank you guys for broadcasting tonight.
There you have, folks. Second place, Richie Coy.
Right, well, like I said, it explains all what happened to Pepto Joe out there. Hope he actually starts feeling better. Didn't know, man, he had to had a medical emergency or whatnot. So hope you start feeling better, man. Thoughts and prayers out there too. But this guy dominated all night long. Bobby, Joy in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looked interesting up there. Did you want to see those cautions at the end, though?
Negative. Yep, I don't like cautions there like that. Made I was happy where I was at. That's what I was telling Ryan. You know, 2 seconds. It's fine. Just maintain 2 seconds. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, you look strong all night long. I mean, as far as those, you know, with the cautions the way they were, and when they came out, we saw, man, Richie coming up there. Do you think maybe if there'd been another lap or so, he might have got by you?
I don't know. He said he made his truck a whole lot better. I don't know. Like, man, was those. I don't. My thing is, I don't like the the tires when they cycle like that, like when we have those cautions and you don't get new ones, they just, to me, they don't drive very well. They just, I don't know. I don't like them, especially what we have 2 cautions on those where they got hot and cooled off. And I mean, I didn't like the way it drove either one of those restarts, but I got the job done. That's all that matters.
Hey, you got out front, like you said, got the job done, got the win tonight, dominating fashion here at Iowa. You got anybody you want to thank?
Thank you guys up in the booth, of course, for the job y'all do. All the admins at FTSR for everything they do to give us a place to race. And shout out to all the drivers. This is such a competitive league, and you know how hard it is to win, walk away with the win. Yeah, it was awesome. And my teammates, TJ, Sherwood, Wayne. Wayne, like I said, shout out to him. Brought another fabulous setup. So, got to thank him. It was good.
Absolutely. There you go. Winner tonight, Bobby Terrell, man, put in victory lane. Well, Corey, man, what a race. I mean, we saw a little bit of everything tonight, and actually came out of this place, man, pretty darn good.
Yeah, I had a couple cautions for a wreck, and then, good clean racing, pretty dominant performance from old Bobby.
Yes, it was. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. For myself and everyone here at the Full Throttle Sim Racing, have a good night.